on this hallway's drugstore, there's now suddenly a piece of shit on the ground. Who has done this? Hello people and welcome back to Nico, it's Meegah 2. We are in a hurry because I played this game for an hour and I still have another hour to refund this. It's the only correct thing to do at this point. While we go, I'd like to share you a story that I find hilarious. I can't shoot this diagonally. That's a nerf on the weapon. I understand. Great job. So, about 8 to 10 years ago, when I still lived in the city, I used to go to this shopping mall. If you translate it, it's called Prism. But in there, in the hallway, there's multiple little shops. You got your liquor store, you got your weird vitamin store. You got your underground parking. You got your outside parking. It's a big place. Used to go there often because it was close. In any case, there is a drugstore in there and what the hell? Wait a minute. Oh, okay, weird. And I needed some medicine, so I went in there. Went into the queue. There was like maybe 4 people ahead of me. Went on the queue. I'm in a hurry game. So I was on the queue as maybe the 5th person. And then there were maybe 6 or 7 people in the drugstore at that time. And then somebody, like a 50-year-old man, looked kinda ragged, came in with a dog. Of course the dog, I mean not of course, but the dog was on a leash. The thing is that no dogs are allowed in that entire shopping mall. Not in the underground parking, not in the shopping mall anywhere, not in a single shop is it allowed. But this man came into the Oh, I could just fly over this now, I guess. But not a single dog is allowed in that whole fucking place. So I was kinda surprised. I was looking at him like, there's a dog now and I'm allergic to dogs. I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be here for long. But then something happened that caught me off guard, so to say. In fact, the dog proceeded to take a huge curly shit on the carpet that was laid there. Wait a minute, which robot master is this Heat Man? He's weak to Bubble Man and his weapon, which we don't have. Yeah, he took a massive curly shit on the carpet inside. We were inside in the drugstore. The guy comes in, his dog takes a huge fucking turd on the carpet. And what I noticed is that nobody else seemed to see that it happened. Not even the guy who was with the dog, apparently, probably his own dog, I'd assume. He didn't notice. Nobody in the drugstore noticed. So nobody except for me noticed that the dog took a shit on the carpet. It was like a brown carpet, of course, fucking brown. I mean, what else it was gonna be? Had the name of the drugstore on the carpet. So now there's a massive curled up shit on it. What I did, what any sane person would do at this point, I left the queue and proceeded to, well, actually take a seat, because there were numerous chairs. I was like, I'm gonna see how this ends. I'm gonna check what happens now. What happens next? Because I'm assuming that somebody will step on it, and I'm here to witness it. Because nobody else now knows that that's there, apart from me. So I'm gonna have to do my due diligence and check it out. Looks like we can beat that. You could say you should have gone to the counter and told them that a dog took a shit on their fucking carpet. Well, first of all, they're not gonna believe me. Second of all, have you ever heard of a fellow who slipped? Looks like we have to restart. We also lost all of our weapons. Well, first of all, have you ever heard of somebody who slipped on dog shit and died? I mean, of course, there's also the possibility that somebody's gonna hurt themselves slipping on dog shit. But I guess I'm chaotic neutral, so I didn't think about that. I'd rather sit down and watch and see what happens. Numerous people came in, nobody really stepped on it, nobody noticed it. Still, it's been like a few minutes, nobody has fucking noticed the piece of shit on the ground. I'm the only one still in that truck store who knows. Nobody's wondering why I'm just sitting around, why did I left the queue? I had a specific fucking mission. I needed to see who's gonna step on that and what's gonna happen. Cause I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life, and so I did. So, there's a reason why I'm telling you this story. That's a shitbox right there. Gotta shoot it in the mouth. Like in 70s porn. Well, after a few minutes, this gentleman, maybe 40 years old, comes in. He has incredibly fashionable hair, trimmed beard, those glasses that scream, "I'm a lawyer." He had like a bright blue contrasty, like a really nice suit on with like a dark blue tie and a white shirt. He had an amazing looking suit. I mean, I can't think of a time when I've ever seen a suit like that, before or after that. Also matching like blue pants. He was a looker, man. If I liked men, he would have been my #1 choice. He was that kind of fucking guy. Well, he comes in, none the wiser. Also, I do have to point out that he had these like really narrow, glossy black shoes, like really small, and then you could see his black socks, because the shoes were so small. He comes in, takes a step on the carpet, steps right on that fucking shit, and almost slips. Doesn't slip though, almost slips. And this is the moment that I wanted to witness. This was the moment I sat down for. I wanted to see what was his reaction. And I love the fact that he's the one that stepped on it, because he had the most expensive clothes I've seen in like 2 months in that time. He steps on it, almost slips and falls, and his face was like, what the fuck just happened? Why am I like almost falling over? What did I step on? He looks at his shoe, he looks on the ground, he looks at the carpet. He can't quite put it together. He's like, like what is this that I just stepped on? Let's see. Is this human soil, he probably thought. Like, why is there a curled up piece of shit in a drugstore carpet? Now he's like, well, this is gonna be a prank. And he yells, like, not aggressively, he just yells to the people who are at the counter, like, hey, I just stepped on human soil, I presume. And the people, they're like, well, let's see. They all come in, they look at the curled up shit, and they're like, how is it possible that here in the shopping mall, on this hallway's drugstore, there's now suddenly a piece of shit on the ground? Who has done this? And then at the back, some random fellow was like, well, there's this man here who has this dog. Maybe the dog took a shit on the carpet. And then the guy gets kind of like pissed off, the owner of the dog. He comes in and he's like, my dog never shits in unknown premises. Whatever the hell he said. He comes in like real aggressive. My dog has not done this. And then the guy in the suit, he like checks the dog. And you can see, because there were like paw prints on the ground, like made of shit. Because the dog stepped on his own crap. And then the guy in the suit is like, well, why are your dog's paws encased? Ah! Like covered in feces. And the guy's like, well, maybe he did take a shit here, but it's not my fault. The dog did it. That was actually his excuse, like, it's not my fault. The dog felt like taking a shit, so it just did. But you just said it never takes any shits unless you tell it to, or whatever. Oh god. And well, the owner of... God, then the owner of the drugstore comes in and takes the carpet and rolls it away. And actually, the the funny parts, well, one of the funny parts is that security comes in and takes the man with his dog away. Because that dog was not supposed to be there. So security escorts the man out. The man and the dog. I don't know what happened to him, but I'd like to know. And the guy in the suit, he's like, well, he like opened his like briefcase. And he was like, I will now file a complaint. He took out a piece of paper and started writing something and handed it over to them. Here's here's a bill to clean my shoes. He left his shoes there. I left barefoot. And then he just left. He was like, well, time to continue my day. I mean, to me, the funniest part about this is still the fact that, like, imagine you're just going to a drugstore that is in a shopping mall and you step on shit. Like, what the hell is your reaction gonna be like? That is the exact reason why I sat down. And boy, was that worth it. Went back on the queue and finished my business there. Just like the dog. That is one of the memories I still cherish. I like telling about because it makes me smile. Truly, if you think about it, the most evil person in that story is me, because I'm the chaotic neutral. I didn't tell anyone about that. I could have gone to the counter and told them, hey, that dog just took a shit on your carpet, but I didn't do that. I'm not a rat, or whatever the hell you call those people who rat. In any case, the other fun thing about that was the fact that they never brought the carpet back. Like, never. The carpet just never returned. In the time that I was living in that city, they just gave up with the carpet. I guess it was destroyed in the process. Well, we don't need a carpet, just in case another dog comes in and craps on it. I guess that's their thought process on that. I think we're still inside the return window. Luck would have it that the guy with, like, the 2,000 euro fucking suit comes in and steps on it. Like nobody else. There are a bunch of, like, alcoholic people who just came from the liquor store. And, like, any of them with their, like, 50-year-old shoes could have stepped on it, but nope. Luck would have it, it's the fucking lawyer guy. Of course it is. Who fucking else it would have been? And that is the reason why I sat down. Life is about choices. The choices you make. You always wanna make the right choice. Imagine the story that I would have told you. Oh, a dog took a shit on the carpet and I told the counter people about it. And then they took the crap away and everything was fine. Nope, that's not how life works. It's your time to suffer. I've suffered enough. Now I get to watch you die inside. Also, the guy, why the hell did he leave his shoes there? To, like, be... Oh, well, there was, like, a washing company next door. I forgot to tell you about that, so I guess they could just bring the shoes there. Well, shit happens. This is a little bit better than the original. God damn, man. Ha! Ah! Oh my... I mean, even this, the bubble lid, is kind of a fun joke to have it even worse than the original. That's probably the only funny thing in this entire game, the bubble lid. Like, look at this. That is legit hilarious. One thing that was well done. By accident, probably. Oh, yeah! Beat the rest of the game on the next episode. We don't have to see any more of this. If you agree with us, well, who's not gonna agree on that story?